Good morning, good morning, good morning. My name is Sean Dexter and I welcome you back to the Mango Grove for your daily analysis video. Bitcoin here with a brand new week, a brand new month, and some interesting price action that does change things around, does change how I manage my trade moving forward. So I'll be talking about that today. But hey, we haven't just started only a brand new month or only a brand new week. We've done something else as well, something that we asked you guys to keep an eye out for around 10 or so days ago. What is it, guys? Come on, I'm sure you guys can remember. It was so important that we even used it as our thumbnail for that video. Do you guys remember this? What time frame was this? We asked you guys to keep an eye on it, and around March 2nd, March 3rd, we will revisit and see how this develops. This right over here, guys, was tracking price action very, very well. It was the 2-week bi-weekly chart on Bitcoin. All you had to do was simply turn on the Mango ribbon. By the way, the Mango ribbon is completely free. Either message me or Krisha and we will give you guys access. And we were looking at this, right, on the 2-week chart, on the bi-weekly chart. And we said, hey, price at that time, guys, was around 10,100, 10,150-ish, right? It was a big reason, one of the big reasons why we were taking profits at this level over here and why we were very quick to get out of our trade when we lost that daily uptrend. There were so many things pointing towards a retest of this 8,500, 8,007 region. We had the weekly levels, we had the bi-weekly levels, and we also had the monthly, right? Which is why we played it the Mango way, the stress-free way. We stayed patient and we did not get into position until we came and tested this zone over here. Guys, I know it requires patience, and patience is a lot harder said than done in the trading world, right? Everybody talks about, yeah, all I had to do was simply wait and hey, buy this and you bounce. All I had to do was wait, buy this and you had to bounce, or short this over here, short this over here. But simply stepping back and getting out of your way is half the battle, right? This wasn't hard to actually play the Mango way, the stress-free way. But most people, so many, I don't say most people over here, but I got a lot of PMs, people saying, hey Sean, I tried longing 9,200, 9,000 region and price is way against me now. What do I do? And I don't want to get into that right now, but what I'm trying to point out over here is that a lot of times patience fixes a lot of the struggles we have in trading. All right, so over here, guys, this was the bi-weekly chart. We had to wait 2 weeks for this to play out, and look at that, it did play out. And I know I haven't pulled up the bi-weekly chart since, guys, and that was intentional. Every now and then I'm going to show you guys something that could very well be a gem, and I'm going to say, hey, keep a note of this. We will revisit this later. I am keeping track of this. Now it's up to you guys as to whether you follow through on it or not. It may be in the middle of the video, it may be towards the end of the video, right? I will throw it in there because I am not trying to be right, okay? I am not trying to be a calls channel or a signals channel and show off to you guys as to, hey man, I was right. It's not about that. It's about teaching you guys how I look at things, and it's up to you guys to interpret it and keep note of what you guys think is important as well. And we said very clearly that this is really important. Let's keep track on it. And there were so many things pointing towards these levels over here, the weekly, the monthly, and the bi-weekly too, which is why we were patient, which is why we were able to get a good trade without risking too much and seeing a lot of support. If it does break, it is easy to know if we are wrong. Now on that note, let's go back and talk about our trade, right? Where did we take our trade off? The major validation and invalidation points were of the weekly and the monthly, the combination of the two. And over the past few days, I've been saying, hey guys, we are looking for something in particular. We are looking for the weekly to confirm that, hey, perhaps it is going to set in a low over here. Okay, we were hunting for a weekly low, but at the same time, because of the development of this monthly candle, of how this monthly candle shaped right over here, guys, yes, we found support on the 10kin, but look at the candle. It looks very toppy, right? There was one very important aspect that would get me very shaky about my trade, and it was if we took out this wick low over here, which is currently sitting at, let's go ahead and see, the wick low of Feb was at, 8,421. If we took that out, then I would be very hesitant to stay in my trade, it would likely be me getting out of my trade one of two ways. Either I wake up in the morning and I'm stopped up because we'll see follow through right after taking out that wick low, or I'd wait for a bounce and slowly start scaling out of my trade, okay? Because I was hunting for this being the monthly low as well, not just the weekly low. Now it turns out we have this morning before I woke up, right over here, let's switch on over to the 4 on this candle over here, right? We took out this low. We've been eyeing this low over here where we had taken a position too at around 8,430-ish, somewhere around there. I took a basically right near the wick, right? We are waiting for that blue box territory. Is it on this chart? Yeah, right over there, right? Turn off the mango ribbon for a sec so you guys see what I'm looking at. So we're looking at this blue box territory for the longest time, but we were hunting for this to be the low. If we put in another low, that would have been fine, but I did not want it to be on the next month, essentially this month. Now, if you guys are in the seed module and you guys have watched the entire candlestick analysis, both of the modules, part 1 and part 2, you guys know that I am not going to be too bullish on this kind of price action. I'm going to wait for further development before having the same conviction. Because this candle over here put in a new low, and the monthly, the prior candle, considering the prior candle, we may very well see follow through towards the downside, okay? Now fortunately we did not see that follow through immediately, okay? If we did, I had protection measures. In fact, I would have been positioned for the downside. As long as it was a nice move, I would have got really good profits. However, what turned out to be the case is that we took out that low, we set in a new low for this current month, and now we are seeing a bounce. So I'm going to use this as an opportunity to scale out of my trade, and that's exactly what I'm doing. Do we see a break and go on over to the upside? We very well may, but just because I'm sitting in profits, guys, that doesn't mean I stay in my trade. That doesn't mean I stay in my initial thesis. This is how a lot of traders get trapped, right? They say to themselves, hey, you know what, even though my initial thesis of my trade hasn't panned out, let's frame a new thesis and stay in my trade just because I'm in profits. No, I do not do it that way. I do not recommend you guys do it that way either. We go over this in a lot of detail in the risk management module, and we talk about how this can be very dangerous. What I'm going to do is I'm going to get out of my trade. Okay, I'm able to get out in profits even though I was wrong, right? That's how I'm looking at it. That's a gift. The market is being generous to me. Why do I not take it? Why should I get greedy and then the market actually break down on me and then me go, oh man, I should just got out when I had the chance? How many times has that happened to you guys? How many times has that happened to you guys? I'm sure a lot of you guys have stories like that. You guys had a chance to get out either on break even, get out on profits, but you didn't. I am able to get out in profits. My average position is around 8,455-ish or something like that after trading this entire range over here, and I'm happy to start scaling out, right? Because remember guys, our thesis is on the weekly as well as in the monthly. What I am trying to guard against right now is the monthly having continuation on over to the downside. Does it need to for sure? No, but I'd rather get out, reevaluate, and then take either a bullish or a bearish position, okay? So what is going on over here? Now, as I scale out of my trade, I'll be looking at the lower time frames, okay? And I initially took some profits just this morning, very measly profits off the test of this 21 EMA. Bitcoin over here, it depends on what it does. If you're looking at this as a falling wedge, we have broken it up to the upside. I'm not seeing the volume, I'm not seeing the follow through, but it could take its time, right? One way for me to be convinced that we see further upside is if we start closing 4-hour candles above this territory over here, perhaps above the 21 and the 10kin. If we start closing 4-hour candles above that, then I'll be looking towards the 9,000 region, 9,150, 9,200 to take my next level of profits. I do want to show you guys the picture on the daily, however, okay? Guys, the daily is not looking pretty at all. However, the bears aren't seeing the follow through either. The bears would want to see follow through towards the downside over here. We've rejected the 200 MA, the Kijun multiple times now. We've put in a new monthly low, okay? This low, the current month has taken out the low of the previous month. That's not a good look either, but the bears aren't seeing follow through. So it's very confusing. The bulls have an argument over here saying, hey, you know what, the bears aren't seeing follow through. What the hell is going on? So there is a bull case to be had as well. However, I am looking to get out of my trade, scale out. I still have a position. It's in profits. I'm going to slowly be getting out. Hopefully, the sooner the better. And if a new thesis develops for the bull case, I will be taking it. If a thesis develops for the bear case that I'm liking better, I will take that as well. Remember, the bears have a lot going for them, guys. We are in a daily downtrend. We have lost the daily 200 MA. We have lost the daily Kijun. Going on over to the Ichimoku. If you guys understand Ichimoku theory, you guys probably were expecting this move, right? Kumo twist over here. Price gets sucked in. This was one of the other reasons why I was very eager to get out of my trade after we lost the daily uptrend. This is a high probability play. We got it. Now we have thin support over here, guys. Do we break right through? It's left to be seen. Let's also keep in mind that we have weekly levels that we have lost, right? We have weekly levels that we have held, but we also have weekly levels that we have lost. And I'm gonna turn on the mango ribbon again, guys. And what are we playing? We are playing this 21 EMA, the Kijun, and the Tenkin. But hey, our thesis was looking for a few things to happen on the bull case, right? We're looking for us to close above all of this, guys. Yes, we defended that Tenkin, but we did not close over the 21 EMA, and I was looking for that as well. Usually for Bitcoin to maintain that bullish look, I would want to see it close over that 21 EMA. I want to see buyers step in as a value zone and defend that 21, but they are happy to buy the Tenkin, but not the 21. The 21 EMA right now, if you look at that, guys, is it actually may be a zone of resistance. It might be a shorting opportunity. In fact, as price gets near that 21 EMA on the weekly, I will be getting out of my trade. I'll be selling more of my position, right? That's essentially what I did this morning. The 4-hour 21 EMA lining up very well with this weekly 21 EMA around that same zone. Remember, we took our trade off the monthly and weekly levels, guys. You don't want to get too nitpicky with how close you are to your level, right? Look at that. It's close enough. I will be scaling out anywhere around the 21 EMA to the 10 SMA zone. And think about that, guys. We don't only have shorters looking to get into a short position around the zone. We also have traders like me who will be looking to get out of their long positions, right? So we have added sell pressure, not only from traders, shorters who are looking to sell over here, but we are also going to be having longers trying to get out of their trade depending on how they read this. Now, we do have Tenkin support on the weekly. Okay, it's not all that grim. Remember, the bull case still exists, and I'm going to go over that right now. But I'm just telling you guys what I'm doing. I'm telling you guys that, hey, my thesis has weakened. Okay, my conviction to my thesis has weakened. It's not completely dead, but a lot of things have gone the other way, and I do want to protect my profits, whatever little measly profits I have, and my portfolio, and then, hey, reassess. Remember, guys, I am not here to be right. I am here to be on the right side of the market. I'm not here to impress you guys. I'm not here, and you guys shouldn't ever try to impress your friends or your trading buddies or anything. Your job is to always protect your account. Me being stubborn over here, even though certain price action has happened that has invalidated a few of my thesis, is very irresponsible. Very irresponsible. So even if price bounces, let it bounce without me. If I miss out on that opportunity, let it happen. You're always thinking risk first, profit second, all right? I'm getting a chance to get out on profits, and I will be scaling out all the way up to the 10 SMA. Perhaps I'll leave some if we do get up to 9,200 level. I still have to think about that, but the point I'm trying to make over here, guys, is I'm going to be scaling out. How I scale out is left to be seen, okay? First, we talked about the weekly, right? We have weekly. Let's go over the bull case right now. Let's go over the bull case. We have the weekly support right over here on the Tenkin, okay? Really good. Perhaps you set in a new week low. Trader Fraser has talked about that on the Mango Seed chat. Please go ahead and read that, guys. It's very important. Could really help you to trade this range over here for the week. We also have monthly support on the Tenkin, okay? But this is what is getting me a little bit antsy. The month has taken out this previous wick low over here, and that could lead us to having follow through and losing this monthly Tenkin. This is the bearish case, okay? But I do want to talk about this because I forgot to mention this. This is really important. We have lost the previous month's low, and even though we defend the Tenkin, it could mean we come and test the 7,700 region first, and that's what I think may happen. Remember, we also lost the monthly 10 SMA. The bull case over here is if the bulls defend this month really well and perhaps close the month back over the 10 SMA, okay? That's what you're looking for. That's sitting at around 8,936. If we do that, I do think we end up testing the Kijun perhaps again. At the very least, we'd be looking to close a monthly over 9,371. But for now, I am going to step out. I'm going to step back, reevaluate, and then reassess if I want to get back into a trade. Going back to the bull case, we have defended the monthly Tenkin. Okay, we have defended the monthly Tenkin. We also have the weekly Tenkin sitting against us right now. Perhaps next week we close above the 21 EMA and the 10 SMA as well, and everything's back okay for the bulls again. You can play those weekly levels. But let's go back on over to the 2 weekly chart. What has happened over here? Nothing so bad at all, nothing so bad. We have tested the 10 SMA, we've tested the 21 EMA, bouncing pretty well off it. Remember, this is the 2-week chart. It's going to take some time to play out. Okay, I do want to turn on the green 55 on this as well. Let's see what's going on over there. Remember, even though we may see a defense of this 21 and 10 SMA, we could wick underneath, right, and test these levels over here. Where does that come up to? What do you know? Comes up to 7,700 region, right? So this lines up with the monthly levels as well. I'm looking towards 7,700. We could wick all the way over here and still defend that 8,400, 8,500 zone, guys. Now, does it need to happen? No. But look at these wicks over here. They were brutal on the monthly. We came on the weekly, bi-weekly, sorry, on the bi-weekly, we came wicked all the way down to 6,300, which was these levels over here, and then closed well above that 55. Okay, closed all the way at 7,500, man. That's a $1,000 difference between the wick low and the close. So keep that in mind as well. The bulls do have a case over here, guys. They have the 10 SMA, they have the 21 EMA, and if you are playing the strategies we talk about a lot at the Mango Grove, you could have very well predicted this move from the Tenkin to the 1021 cross. Okay, this is a play, which is why we were waiting patiently. Now the question is, do we bounce up? Let's go back on over to the bull case. On the daily, there's not much to be had. On the 12-hour, however, there is a bull case to be had. Let's switch on over to the Ichimoku first. I do want to talk about how the Ichimoku cloud has been providing support for the 12-hour Bitcoin chart very, very well. And you know here, guys, as we are approaching this juncture, the question is, does Bitcoin close this 12-hour above 8,677? If it does, it means that, hey, this is the bulls are defending this, and we might see an edge-to-edge trade, which lines up, okay, at the very least to the Tenkin, which lines up with this being a falling wedge. So if we close somewhere around here, it's going to be, hey, we've broken a falling wedge towards the upside into an edge-to-edge possibility for the cloud. Remember, this had play-through, this had see-through. We had a bearish take across, we closed within the cloud, and we got our edge-to-edge trade, right? And the cloud is not to be underestimated, guys. Even on the daily, we showed you how the Kumo twist had price getting sucked in over here, lined up with the 12-hour edge-to-edge, a lot going for it, okay? 200 MA, is that a front run? Who knows? Do we come down over here? Perhaps. Do we go towards the side over here? In that case, this ends up being resistance. 8,700 turns into resistance, and that is, again, the bear case for the bears, or that would be going in favor for the bears. The bulls want to close inside the cloud and have that edge to edge. Let's go on over to the 12-hour oscillators. I haven't looked at this since, and this RSI is actually beginning to look pretty bullish. If we take out this wick over here, guys, I am looking towards that move towards 9,000. If we tick about here, I will hold back on taking profits and be looking to take profits a little bit higher over here now. Okay, so 12-hour RSI, bullish divergence potential, and see-through all the way up to 9,150-ish. Stochastics, oops, let me click there. Stochastics crossing back on over to the upside, but I want to see these actually have the momentum. Remember, momentum oscillators are about momentum. It's not about, oh my God, guys, it's oversold, I have to buy. Cannot think like that. You will end up in trouble. So that is Bitcoin on the 12-hour. Let's go ahead and look at the 4-hour. Again, you do have the falling wedge showing on the 4-hour too. Seeing that rejection of the 21 EMA after breaking that falling wedge to the upside, and the bears aren't seeing the follow through towards the downside, accumulating in this blue box territory. Still, I could very well have been right about my thesis that this is simply accumulation over here. All these wicks over here is just hunting people out, because guys, when you see a wick like this, and you're not seeing follow through by the bears, that is actually a bullish case. So this is the scenario right now. The mid to high time frames around the daily to the weekly is a little bearish. The higher time frames, Bitcoin is Bitcoin. We're sitting on monthly support. The question is, how much leeway do you want to give it? Okay, so if you're taking trades on the monthly and the quarterly, you want to have more leeway. So you're going to have to allow the trade to pull back on you. Are you willing for that to happen? The lower time frames, however, there are bull cases to be had. Bitcoin does look like it may want to go up over here. It may want, but certain things need to happen for me to have that confidence, right? And we talked about what I'm looking for. I'm looking for a close, multiple 4-hour candle closes above the 21 EMA, above that Tenkin. That will line up with what? That's going to line up with bullish divergence getting played through on the 12-hour, on the 4-hour as well. Hey, that may actually lead us all the way up to the Kijun over here at 9,200. So 9,200 is an argument, or is a bull case to be had, right? Now you guys might be wondering, Sean, if there's a bull case to be had, why are you closing out your trade? Because I'm following my rules, following my system. I'd rather close out my trade and get back in than regret not following my system. Rather, it's about the long run, guys. It's about the long run and sticking to your rules and doing it the mango way, doing the stress-free way. Because if I end up being wrong about if Bitcoin goes up all the way up to freaking 10K after this, 10.5K, and I took all my profits by 9,200, I'd rather be wrong following my rules than be wrong because I did not follow my rules, you know? I'd rather lose out because I followed my rules than lose out not following my rules. It's always better because you can blame your rules. But hey, I followed my rules. I did the mango way. Did the stress-free way. Nothing else I could have done, okay? Lay out your rules, follow your plan, execute. That's your job. All right, so that's the 4-hour, that's Bitcoin. We talked about the monthly, we talked about the bi-weekly, we talked about the weekly, we talked about the daily, we talked about the 4-hour, we talked about the 12-hour too. We talked about a lot today. Hot damn. All right, so now let's talk about Link, Chainlink on the USD pairing. We will talk about the Bitcoin pairing right after. Chainlink looking strong as ever right over here. Turn off our horizontals for a second, and you can see, hey, the 21 EMA along with that 385 zone over here, the combination of the horizontal as well as the 21 EMA, seeing that defense bouncing strong, now closing over the tank and looking really good. We did see that resistance just like we talked about at the $4.32 range. That is the middle of our range now, guys. The top of our range, I thought I brought this down over here. Okay, this should be around here, $4.88. That's what we're looking at. Okay, so the top of the range currently $4.88, the middle of the range $4.33, the bottom of this current range is $3.85. Very key. If we close underneath this 10K over here, I think we'd just be oscillating before we get a decision, but I do think that the bulls want to defend this bearish cross over here on the 10 SMA 21 EMA. If we lose the 10 SMA as well, then I'll be looking towards price coming back down to around 350-ish. Let's look at the weekly quickly, and right over here we did get that test of the 10K in the trade that I did miss, but hey, this is the USD pairing. We got the same trade on the weekly pairing as well. That's the one I was looking for. That's the one I missed. If you guys are looking to be buyers of Link, bottom of this zone over here, 388 was your opportunity. You did get that trade opportunity around yesterday, this morning as well, closing right above it, looking very strong. Link over here, so easy to trade. I would be looking for a test around 355, guys. Would be 355 to around 343, right? Anywhere in this blue box right over here, I'd be looking to be a buyer. If we come all the way down to the 10K over here and we get defended, it would still be a good look, but I'd be a little hesitant to be a buyer over there, because is the market that generous? Is the market? It can be. So we got a double top over here. Do we get a double bottom over here? You can go ahead and look at the lower time frames to see what is going on. As you can see, yeah, basically in an equilibrium state. If Link, we can look at the daily to get a very clear idea. If Link closes a daily above here at $4.50, if you close a daily over here, I'd be looking for much higher levels, guys, all the way up to, well, basically blue sky breakout after that, to be honest. If we even wick above $4.90, I'd be a little bit careful about just trading a wick, because Chainlink can be a little bit trappy, especially when it comes to wicks, BNB as well, both of them. You can see right over here, right, we did trade a little higher, and what did it end up doing? Just dumping on over, right? So a little trappy over there. Be a little careful with that. I'd look for a double candle close above this level and look for a retest to buy 455 if we get it. Okay, if you don't end up buying these zones over here, the safer play, the really good play was 388, and then look for follow through. If you don't get it, you essentially get out of your trade underneath that level and then look to reposition around these blue box territories over here. Kijun is the major area that we missed. It lines up with the daily, the weekly level as well. The daily Kijun lining up with the weekly major level that we've been eyeing for a very long time. Missed that trade. Let's go on over to Link BTC, and wow, wow, yeah, we talked about this, right? Looking so strong. If Link BTC actually closes over here, guys, it's gonna look so good, and I'm gonna look for follow through. And I'm feeling more and more bummed out that I missed out on this 30% now. This was where I was supposed to be a buyer. I missed it. I was so focused on Bitcoin at the time, guys, and what do you know, Bitcoin ends up not bouncing, and Chainlink does bounce. I should have taken this trade, right? But hey, that is trading, guys. Sometimes you just don't get the right trade. But it's more about always focusing on not losing money than rather thinking about profits, and then you end up losing anyways, right? Let's look at Link BTC on the daily, and right over here, guys, as long as Link is living above this zone over here, it's really hard to be bearish on it. This did look a little hunty, a little trappy when we had this candle. Looked like it was just hunting for liquidity. Got the follow through to the downside too, but not enough, right? The bulls are stepping back in and pushing it right back up. Like, Link is so strong. So a candle close about 47,984 Satoshi, and this wick will be taken out as well. Any candle close about here, and I'm looking for further upside. Link is going to look good as long as you can't even be bearish if it closes underneath over here, but as long as it's about 10 SMA, 21 EMA, and 10K in this zone over here, guys. Let's go ahead and mark it quickly, this zone. Okay, as long as it's about this zone over here, I'm going to be bullish on Link BTC. There's really not much analysis to be done. You can basically look at this zone over here, closing underneath the zone, and be looking towards a move towards 36,921 Satoshi. Okay, that again is that major weekly level that I missed out on. Do we actually see something like that? Perhaps. Okay, now this is just me being off weird ass forecaster. You should never ever do this, but perhaps we end up putting in a weird head and shoulders like this, not a perfect head and shoulders, and then break back into it. Do not trade for this, guys. This is not the way to be doing it at all. Just like keep an eye on price action. Essentially, this is what I'm looking at. I'm looking at a push to the upside, a drive down by the bears to push the price down, the bulls stepping in, pushing it up even higher, right? Do the bears step back in over here and say, nope, rejection, we are sending you back? The bulls get another weak attempt over here, get rejected on this 21 EMA 10K cluster that will probably be a little lower at the time. I'm not sure, can't forecast that. And then we see a head and shoulders top formation and break towards the downside, right? The psychology of what's happening is more important, that the bulls tried twice and weren't able to push the price up higher. So that's what I'll be looking for on Link BTC towards the downside. That's too early to talk about. Towards the upside, which is the high probability play right now, you are looking at around 48,132, somewhere around these candle closes. If you close above there for the upside, any move towards this blue box over here, I'll be looking for Link to get defended and see a bounce following. If we close underneath, I'll be looking towards the Kijun over here at around 36,000 Satoshi, and I'll try for a trade over there, but I'll be a little bit more cautious towards the upside. I'll see how that goes, whether I keep that on as a trend trade or not. That's just Link BTC. Too early to say anything towards the downside right now. It's looking good, looking amazing. I think this is going to see follow through if you had to put a gun to my head. Hope you guys enjoyed this video, guys. Link BTC, Link USD, Bitcoin on the weekly, bi-weekly, monthly, 12-hour, daily, 4-hour. We talked about it all. Throw it a like, throw it a subscribe, show your love, and hey, leave a comment down below as to what altcoins, like whether it's Chainlink, Ethereum, BNB, what are there some of the majors that you guys want me to cover? If so, let me know. I want to know what you guys are interested in, and I will spend time on that. I will see you guys in the next video. Ciao.